Hello my friends, my name is Evgeny. Today we will talk about Agile and Scrum. Let's go. This 10-minute guide will cover following: history of Agile methodologies, overview of Agile, what is Agile project management, the main Agile methodologies, Scrum events, Scrum teams, Scrum artifacts. The modern-day Agile methodologies were actually discovered in 2001 when a group of 17 software engineers met to discuss an alternative project management approach, after which Agile Manifest was introduced. What is Agile Manifest? The Agile Manifest is a declaration of the values and principles expressed in Agile methodology, made up of 4 foundational values and 12 key principles. It aims to help uncover better ways of developing software by providing a clear and measurable structure that promotes iterative development, team collaboration, and change recognition, stemming from the values and principles of the Agile Manifest. It was created as a response to the inadequacies of traditional development methods such as the waterfall method. The software industry is a highly competitive market due to the fact that software is something that can be continuously upgraded. This means that developers need to constantly improve and innovate their products to keep on top of the game and the line. Sequential approach of the waterfall methods just wasn't cutting it. By using Agile, the projects became more successfully, as you can see in the statistic below.
As you can see in the statistic above, there are big improvements in the case of projects that developed by using an Agile methodology in comparison with the projects that are developed by using Waterfall Classic methodology.
What is Agile product management? Agile aims to be clear and measurable by using 6 main deliverables to track progress and create product.
The deliverables: product vision statement, a summary that articulates the goals for the product roadmap, the high-level view of the requirements needed to achieve the product vision, product backlog, order by priority. This is the full list of what is needed to be done to complete your project. Release plan, a timetable for the release of a working product. Sprint backlog, the user stories, goals, and tasks linked to the current sprint.
Increment, the working product functionality that is presented to the stakeholders at the end of the sprint and could potentially be given to the customer. The main Agile methodologies: Scrum, Kanban, Extreme Programming, Future-Driven Development, Agile Unified Process. Out of the multiple frameworks discussed, Scrum is one of the most widely used frameworks, which implies various processes and techniques.
Scrum is an agile way to manage a project's software development. It's a framework for getting work done, whereas Agile is an attitude or a mindset. You can't become Agile as such, but you can't always use a framework like Scrum to help you start thinking in a way that revolves around continuous improvement. Scrum assists is in building Agile principles into your everyday work. In the picture above, I tried to present you an overview of the entire Scrum methodology into a single diagram. You can find details about Scrum roles, artifacts, meetings, and sprints in the text chapters. To start using the Scrum methodology, there are few key roles that need to be assigned: the product owner, the Scrum Master, and the development team. Scrum team roles: product owner, product expert who represents the stakeholders and is the voice of the customer. Development team, group of professionals who deliver the product. The Scrum Master removes roadblocks and facilitates handoffs where needed to keep the sprint running smoothly. The Scrum framework is marked by 5 events. These are the sprint planning, daily Scrum, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. Sprint iterative time boxes where a goal is accomplished. Time frame doesn't exceed 1 calendar month and are consistent throughout the development process. Sprint planning, where the inter-Scrum team get together at the beginning of every sprint to plan the upcoming sprint. Daily Scrum, 15-minute time boxed meeting held at the same time every day of the sprint, where the previous day's achievements are discussed, as well as the expectations for the following one. Sprint review, an informal meeting held at the end of every sprint where the Scrum team present their increment to the stakeholders and to discuss feedback. Sprint retrospective, a meeting where the Scrum team reflect on the proceedings of the previous sprint and establish improvements for the next sprint. Scrum artifacts. Artifacts are just physical records that provide project details. Scrum artifacts include the product backlog, sprint backlog, and product increments. The product backlog is a prioritized list of features, defects, or technical work that has yet to be worked on. It should be work that is considered valuable from the product owner's perspective. The sprint backlog is a list of all items from the product backlog to be worked on during a sprint. This list is put together by prioritizing items from the product backlog until the team feels they've reached their capacity for the sprint. Team members sign up for tasks in the sprint backlog based on skills and priorities. following the self-organizing Scrum framework. A product increment in the sum of product work completed during a sprint, combined with all work completed during previous sprints. The goal of a sprint is to produce a done product increment. It's up to the Scrum team to agree on what defines an increment's done status, but all team members need to agree on and understand the definition. Conclusion. All in all, the Agile methodologies are meant to improve software development process, not to complicate it. Its primary benefits include helping organizations release their software faster and better and for a lot less money. The end. Thank you. Bye.